everyone, and welcome back to the Bodcast. This is episode 31. Happy New Year to all of you. I'm here.
Happy New Year.
No, not you. Shush.
Oh.
I'm here, and I'm wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday! Wow, let's start this again. Okay, Ian's here, and he's wishing you a happy New Year. But for me, it's a happy birthday, obviously. Actually, that's next week. Moving on. 31.
Yep.
So, we didn't know what we were going to talk about this year, or this episode, because we don't always plan that far ahead. But
Don't at all plan ahead.
I plan. But then the turn of the new year came, and here comes the topic. And we're all very happy to discuss this one, I'm sure. And that is the price increases in, Europe, or specifically the UK, because that's where we are.
Price harmonisation?
Price harmonisation, great word.
Yeah.
Price increases on some things, price decreases on others. I think people are focusing more on the price increases.
Yes.
Because they seem so large.
Yep, that would be true.
And I think also that you're unlikely to be buying two sets, so that it evens out. Like, people are going to be buying one set. And and I think some of the price increases were significant, whereas the price decreases all seemed fairly small. Yeah, I haven't seen anything more than sort of 10-15% on the decreases, whereas there's definitely more than that on the increases. So I don't think it does even out, unless you buy like 3 decreased set for 1 increased. Yeah. But people aren't doing that. So there are several points here. People are upset because they didn't know it was coming.
Yep.
And it was mentioned in like September last year for the Europe ones, like in Germany, it was announced there was going to be some price changes.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't clear to us whether that would affect us. And I don't know if any price changes happened then, or whether this is the time that they were saying they were going to do it, and it's just that we didn't realise it was going to affect us.
Yeah, because I don't think... Was it an actual announcement from Lego that it was going to happen, or was it just a rumour that people found...
So it was announced in September by the Lego Group. These price changes are being implemented to make RRP pricing more consistent across different countries in Western Europe from 2022. So, yes, it was. But it was rumours to start with. Lego responds to rumours.
Right. That sounds like a contradiction there. The Lego Group has no plans to increase the recommended retail price of its portfolio of products. In Western Europe, we've taken steps to make RRP pricing more consistent across different countries from 2022.
Yeah. So the majority of the sets... So they're not saying that everything is... Their RRP across the board is not going to go up. That's what they're saying. It's not a percentage on...
Yes. Not everything is going up.
Yeah.
But...
However, on a small selection of sets, it will either go up or down depending on the set and the country. There are no plans to make such changes in other markets, so it sounds like the US is safe. And so this is the thing, that there wasn't enough clarity on whether it affected us. And people are upset because we didn't get any prior warning. But this is clearly the prior warning, and we just missed it.
Yeah, but it's... I don't know. As you say, I think one of the issues is the UK in particular is a special case. Because... Well, one of the few European countries that don't use the euro.
Yes.
Although, whether you can argue that prices should be the same across European euros is a bit weird, because that's not really how currency works.
Is that not what the euro was meant to do, though? Make it consistent across all the countries?
No.
So you're saying that a French euro is more valuable than a German euro?
I'm saying there are places in Europe where a euro won't buy you as much as other places in Europe.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's within a country, sometimes that's comparing 2 countries.
Yeah.
We get the same here. A pint in Yorkshire is a lot cheaper than a pint in London. So therefore you can't... As someone who doesn't live in the areas, it's really complicated trying to work out how much something should cost.
But... You're saying like a pint in Yorkshire costs less, or you can... But a Lego set in Yorkshire doesn't cost less than a Lego set in Southampton.
Well, that depends, doesn't it?
Well, okay.
You may find that there are more offers in the north, and so therefore you can get sets cheaper there.
And ultimately, you're losing less pints. Oh no, you're losing more pints to buy a Lego set in the north than you are in the south.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you're counting it in pints, they're more expensive in the north.
So it's complicated.
It really
isn't
is. Like the whole.
I mean, you could say,
system.
oh look, I can see that it costs this many euros in Spain and this many euros in Poland. Therefore, the prices should be the same because it's in euros, but they have different economies.
Yeah. So harmonising those prices is actually really a bad thing.
Yes.
So why did they do it?
I don't know.
Is it because there was a lot of people who complained about it? Or why does it cost more in this place than this place?
It's complicated because the online selling of sets. If you're in Spain and you can buy from the PolandLego.com and they will still deliver it to you for free. Is that how it worked across Europe?
Possibly. I mean, I've certainly bought Lego from Amazon in Germany because it was cheaper. I don't know if that's the thing you can do in Lego. So yeah, it does start. So if it's just in the shops, it's fine. As soon as you start doing the online and being able to get it from other places that aren't your currency, that aren't your country, you are taking advantage of someone else's economy.
Yeah.
To get it cheaper for yourself.
However, on the other hand, that country earns more tax.
Yeah, so they're getting a benefit
that
from
country.
them.
So it's a very complicated topic.
It does seem it's a lot more complicated than I originally first thought. Like just thinking of as soon as you added the pints into it, suddenly made more sense and therefore confused the issue.
Yeah.
So the timing of the increase. Okay, so we take away the fact that they didn't tell us because they may have told us, but only via a rumour that was then confirmed and a not very clear statement.
Yes.
But 1st of January, that's right after Christmas, where one, people are feeling the pinch, two, all the children have got all of their Christmas money ready to spend and they're heading to the Lego store and they're just not expecting to no longer be able to afford that set.
How gutting would it be if you finally got enough money to buy Assembly Square, you went out thinking, we'll go out New Year's Day, or a couple of days after, we'll go pick it up, and finding that you're now, 20% short?
Yeah. It's a massive hike on Assembly Square. I think that's the worst one. But then at the same time, Assembly Square, the value for it was really good because it was so cheap compared to newer modulars and the fact that it was a bigger modular. So you can kind of see why they've raised the price. Given
so this is
the
where
new sets.
it gets really weird. So you've justified that because it's cheap compared to other sets, which isn't what Lego said they were doing.
No, they said they were harmonising across countries.
Yes. Not putting the price of sets up if they're cheap compared to other sets. So Lego does this weird thing that they bring out a set and it is sold at that price for its lifetime.
Or at least it was.
Yeah. So, I looked at this when we were comparing the Millennium Falcon to the AT-AT. If you looked at the Millennium Falcon and its price went up in line with inflation, it would cost more than the AT-AT.
Yeah.
So, in some cases, it makes it hard to compare things. Should Lego just be applying inflation each year?
But no one wants that.
They don't.
And it suddenly puts a lot more pressure to get the sets within the year that they come out. And kind of kills it for the children's market because they're constantly trying to save. They don't have the money. Like, if the parents also don't have the money, then you are reliant on gifts at Christmas and birthdays.
Yeah.
And I think it's so unfair to those people to have suddenly not got the spending power they had, like, a day before.
Yeah.
I also heard someone say that they were going to get Pickabrick. So this is an interesting one. The prices of Pickabrick for a large cup has gone up 25%, a small cup 14%. And that's a huge increase.
That is.
But I heard that someone went into their store before the price hikes and they said, oh no, come back in the new year, it will be better. And obviously it's not better because it's more expensive. That seems shady.
But when we went to the Lego store on the 2nd, we were talking to the woman who was head of
Manager
the queue.
yeah.
And she said she only found out about the price increase on the 1st.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe they genuinely thought they were going to have better pieces and they weren't being shady.
Yeah.
But it feels shady. This is the thing. You never know enough to make a decision on whether it's underhandedly earning more for the company or trying to actually give better customer service. Either way, that person probably has now lost trust in their local store people, which is a shame because they're always pretty friendly. The weirdest part on the Pickabrick rise is that when we went to our local store after hearing about all of these increases on the 1st, we went on the 2nd and our prices were still the same. But then they knew about the price hikes and we didn't actually buy a Pickabrick cup to confirm it, but there was nothing labelled.
All the prices were the old prices, which is what they would have to sell you. They are not allowed to advertise at a specific price, and when you get to the till, go, oh no, we've put up the prices, we've just not changed the labels yet.
So we would have bought Pickabrick to test it out, but it was the same pieces that we already had, so there was no point in doing that. I think the thing that I'm definitely going to do at some point is go and get a small Pickabrick cup, because I always wanted to do the analysis between the big Pickabrick cup and the small Pickabrick. This not easy to say.
No.
The big one and the small one.
Yes.
To see which is more cost effective. Because I've had that discussion with people in the store before, that the smaller ones have got less small space at the bottom, so it isn't.
Well, you say that, different. But the anti-stud is a bigger proportion of the container.
So I'm going to try that out, but also the fact that that one hasn't gone up as much might now make it better value. Less convenient for filling, but if it's cheaper, it's cheaper. So I'm going to do that cost analysis at some point and work out which is better and whether the new price is still worth it. I think that's the thing. Because if you look at Bricklink, those prices are quite expensive. But then they're going to go up based on the fact that the Pickabrick has gone up, because that's where Pickabrick sellers get their... Bricklink sellers get their Pickabrick stuff from. So it's left a bad taste, the price increases. For sure, hasn't it? It's not the start to the year from Lego that I was hoping for.
And I'm trying to work out, so, there's always the talk of the sandwich.
Positive, negative sandwich?
Yes.
So, look, lots of lovely sets. Oh, but they're all a little bit more expensive when the Pickabrick stuff is right. But what's the next bit?
But Star Wars sets have been delayed in the US.
That's negative too.
Oh, yeah, they may have got it wrong.
Yeah, so they've done a negative, positive sandwich.
Yeah.
So the positive stuff is in the middle and they've backed it with negativity. So, or maybe it's like it's just stacking. Look, we've got lots of new sets coming. Oh, but we've lost some of them somewhere. Oh, but, oh no, I haven't found the positivity stuff. No, there's no positivity.
No.
There's only one positivity thing, which is there's good sets coming.
Yeah.
And then negativity on prices and delays.
Yeah. So were Lego hoping that the positives would outweigh the negatives and overshadow them? Because it seems a lot of, particularly those streams at the very start of the year, everyone was just talking about the prices. It really tainted
the release day. Yeah, new release day was definitely a lot less
if
positive.
They'd have done it at a random point during the year when there weren't new sets coming out, would it have been even worse?
Possibly. Some people have been talking about the fact that they are taking advantage of the hype to... People are like, oh, it's new set day, and putting way more in their cart than they realise, and not spotting it. So it's a bit more like underhand.
Yeah. But they were all old sets.
But when you're shopping,
you're
like, I forgot I have to pick up this.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll get this new Monkey Kid set. Oh, but I didn't get these ones. Add them all in. Like, it's irrelevant, really. Well, it's a little bit relevant. Yeah. I'll let you have that. What can we do from now?
I don't know. Should Lego sets go up with inflation?
No. Is what I say, because I don't want to spend more money. Okay. Should Lego sets go up with...
Would you be in a situation where the modulars always cost the same as each other on the shelf? Because typically, it's new one comes out, it's slightly more expensive than the previous one. Whereas if it was that new one comes out, the old one's price has gone up slightly and is the same price as the new one.
I don't know. I think if it goes up with inflation, it has to go up with inflation and no more.
Yeah.
So like inflation's like 6%, isn't it?
It's really high this year.
Otherwise, it's 20. Like some of these increases of 25% and more. At the same time, salaries are not going up with inflation.
No.
So the cost of living is just getting greater.
Yeah.
So adding the cost of, like, not living but enjoying life, if you increase that as well, then what do we have to look forward to?
Yeah.
We're going to cry on a podcast. It's just like you take away the good stuff and you keep giving bad stuff. What's going to happen to the world?
Yeah. But would it have been better if Assembly Square had gone up a couple of percent each year rather than 20-25% in a single year?
I think yes, because that's more tolerable at a time. Really, if they're going to keep a set on for that long, though, because Assembly Square is overdue leaving.
Yeah.
Because it's such a popular set. So therefore, they need to either stick to the retirement levels and it either doesn't inflate at all because of that, or it inflates less, or just suck it up. Like, we've decided to keep this set on.
Yeah.
We honour the price because we've extended it. Because otherwise you'll end up, we'll just keep increasing this on and they'll never retire anything. And logistically, they can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. Having to look forward every year to a new release day, but knowing that price increases were definitely coming would be rubbish. So it would have to be a different day to new releases.
Yes.
And it would just cause a lot of, like, chaos. People buying sets, like, the day before to sort of scalp the next day. Like, it's cheaper now.
Yeah.
Than it was, but I've not actually lost out at all. I've made money.
But scalpers aren't buying stuff at retail price, are they?
No, well, sometimes they do. Like, if they buy them, they were the ones that buy things on release day at retail price.
Yes.
To push it out of stock and then sell more.
Yeah.
So they would probably start doing a similar thing on price increase day -1, because
price increase eve.
Yeah, price increase eve. That sounds like a holiday I want to really celebrate.
Yeah.
Because they could get the same benefit. Like, it's a short window of high return kind of thing. Like, I'll buy this day, sell that day. I don't have to store it. People are gonna do it.
I don't know.
Don't do it, people.
Make much out of that.
You'd make enough that it wouldn't be sniffed at, I think.
Well, so I think you'd be more buying them on sale still.
Yeah.
You know, the people who were... Assembly Square's been out for years. I think you've been able to get it, you know, even if it's just getting it on double VIP day.
Yeah.
You know, most sets will be from will be sold through another retailer, company, and you'll be able to get them cheaper or some deal on them and stuff. So,
have we seen the Amazon prices and the Smiths prices increase yet? Because day one, they were all still at the older prices.
I don't know.
So, looking at Assembly Square on Lego, 229, Smiths still has it for 179.
Yeah.
So they haven't matched it. So, is Lego trying to solve their tech issue by pushing everyone to other people's websites?
Maybe. I mean, if you think about it, why would Smiths increase the price?
I think a lot of people have said that they will once they have to buy more.
Possibly. To
replenish their stock, because that way, that's when they're going to see the cost.
Yeah.
I guess they might do it by a smaller percentage but we benefit.
But we don't know if Lego have changed how much they sell the sets to companies at.
Right, so...
Lego have said they've changed the recommended retail price. That's all they've told us they've done.
Yeah.
Whether they've changed their catalogue price, we don't know.
So I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
But if they don't change their catalogue price, then yes, they are encouraging us to go to other retailers.
Yeah.
And that just seems weird.
Yeah. Is it that... So Lego's in a weird situation where, because they're both the supplier and the seller, they can't put stuff in their shops on huge discounts a lot of the time.
No.
Because that undermines their position as a supplier to other shops. It's like, you can't go, right, I'm going to sell you all of these sets for you to sell on, and now I'm going to completely undercut you so you can't sell anything.
Yeah.
Whereas this, now, it's like, well, yeah, they could knock 30 quid off the price. The other sellers don't care because it's still higher than what they're selling it for. But Lego is saying, look, you saved this large amount of money.
So you're saying that they are fed up of only being able to do gift with purchases and VIP points. And so now they're using... Like, they're increasing their prices to be able to discount them to look better.
It's always possible.
This is all hearsay is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to prove any of it. It comes off the back of a really successful year.
I think that's the thing.
Lego.
So a lot of other companies don't are having to put up prices because of logistics issues, that transporting stuff's more expensive.
Yeah. And
that doesn't hold for Lego.
Well,
because all of those logistic prices happened at the start of last year, in which Lego made records amount of money.
So therefore, their costs might have still gone up, but they sold more to...
But they made a record amount of money, so they can clearly absorb that price increase.
But why should they have to?
Because they made record amounts of money.
Right, but a company is allowed to grow. Like, if you start a company,
yes,
why should you be penalised for doing well? Like, if every other company is not doing well and therefore they can change their prices, but you happen to be a popular product, but you're then not allowed to change your prices,
because
that seems
you're
a bit unfair.
already getting a huge benefit due to economy of scale. So smaller companies can't compete on economy of scale, so they are impacted by
Okay, but
increases.
say there's lots of big companies and just some of them have not done this well, and they're therefore increasing their prices. Like, ignore the size of the company. Just because you've done well, why should you not be able to increase your prices?
Because it seems like an insult to your customers.
It does, but at the same time, you are still a business that wants to grow. So next, like your shareholders.
Well, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course you can. I say shareholders because, again, like, Lego don't have any, so like it's irrelevant. But in a business, just because you've done well doesn't mean you should absorb extra costs.
No.
So, but it does feel like a slap in the face for everyone who buys from you. Oh, look, I've given you all my money, and now you want more of my money. Yeah. Yay! And that's essentially what we do. We're like, yeah, Lego, take our money. Take our money. Take our money. But, you know, some of us just want to keep some of our money back for another set. I'm happy to keep giving my money to Lego. I just want to get
more sets
back from them for it. Well, not more sets, the same amount of sets as I was getting 7 days ago, kind of thing. So, it's frustrating.
It is.
I think Pickabrick is the one that really upset me because I find that process fun. And now I'm going to not enjoy it as much because I will either not do it or I'll always be thinking, is this really still worth it?
Yeah.
Which is why I think doing that video will be helpful for me because then I can move on.
Yes.
I think also we heard people talking about the fact that Pickabrick brings in customers to the store who will then spend on other sets. So making a loss on that is like, it's like drinks in a restaurant. You make a loss on that because it brings in no, it's not drinks, that's the worst one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you make a loss on in restaurants?
Mainly main meals.
Main meals, okay.
They make huge profits
Children's meals
on desserts and drinks.
Yeah. I think we talked about this before. I think it was children's meals that they make a loss on that, but because they then get the adults.
They normally
in.
make quite a massive loss on children's meals.
So you find your sacrificial lamb kind of thing, and then you make it up later on elsewhere, and that's what Pick-a-Brick should be, and build a minifigure. And again, we're still not 100% sure about build a minifigure whether that's gone up because we heard that would be $5.99 for 3, and when we went to our store, we wanted to see what the individual price would then be. and our store hadn't gone up, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But if they haven't raised the individual price of the build a minifigure, but they have of the 3, then they've made it not worth doing. You can save money by getting
they are
3.
Not allowed to do that in the UK.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to advertise a multi-deal if it is not cheaper than buying them individually. And lots of supermarkets have got in trouble over that in the past.
Yeah. And it's never normally like them doing it bad. It's just because they don't pay attention to the prices.
Yeah.
They go, oh, we'll put this on deal, and then the other prices go down, and then it ends up them getting in trouble for it. I think, at least naively, that's what I always try and think, is that they're never maliciously doing it. It's just accidental.
Yeah.
But having the fact that the law allows us to say, no, don't do that, slap, 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 is helpful. Yeah. So, lots of things to consider. Lots of really good teaching points for understanding economies for me.
Yep.
Like, this is stuff that I'm never really good at understanding. Yeah. But generally a sad feeling.
And there's still a lot of unknowns, particularly around the Pickabrick, because there's talk of them switching to cardboard containers.
Yeah, those being smaller possibly, and will the prices decrease to reflect that, or is it now $14.99 no matter what? Yeah,
and then there's if it's cardboard, will you be able to get the refund for
bringing your cardboard back? Yeah, there is a lot of unknowns with the cardboard and the Pickabrick. I guess only time will tell. I know I'm sad, and it was not the start for the year that we had hoped for Lego.
Yeah.
So at no point did we discuss this in our what do we think Lego will do in 2022.
No.
We're still going to buy Lego though, right?
Probably. Switch to Kobe.
No. It's not the same.
I mean, that's going to be the interesting thing is...
Do other brick-built toys also raise their prices?
Yeah.
Again, only time will tell. We have to keep an eye on it and get back to you if we spot anything happening.
Yeah.
Right. Let us know what you think of the price increases. I'm going to guess it's not good either. I can't see anyone turning around and going, oh, actually, I'm really excited about the price increases. And just to clarify, we did ask the lady at the Lego store whether it had equated to a greater salary for her, and she said no. So it's not like the employees are getting the benefit from it yet. Maybe they are later, but right now she was unaware of any salary increase for her. Also, if you want to check out any of our previous episodes, you can catch them all in a YouTube playlist, which are in the show notes, or I'll link up for you now. And we'll be back next week, which is my birthday.
Yay!
I'm going to try and find a birthday thing to talk about. Yay!
Okay.
Right, have a good week, everybody. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Don't say see you later, do I? Say bye. Bye.